Hey there, thanks for being here. I am Marina Ormes here with your Astro Vibe for Wednesday, October 12th. And today I thought we'd look at the question of what does a Grand Trine in air mean? Because we do have a Grand Trine in air that we're kind of moving through this week. And we've also got a moon in Taurus. So everything I talked about yesterday with expecting the unexpected is still very relevant today. So definitely go check out yesterday's recording if you missed that one. Because we are still in that energy of the moon in Taurus, early hours, just after midnight or early hours of the morning, depending on your time zone. We had the moon passing by Uranus, activating that planet of shakeup and change. So definitely those themes are in the air. And check out yesterday's video if you want to learn more about that. So today I thought we would talk about a Grand Trine in air. So first of all, what is a Grand Trine? And fun fact, a little bit of trivia for y'all. If you didn't know, the study of geometry, math, remember math, 8th grade, probably, and where you learn geometry and angles in, well, that all came from astrology. The original astronomy was married to astrology. They were not separate. And so everything that we know through astrology about the relationships of the planets was what was very interesting and relevant to our ancestors back then, generations past, when they didn't have electric lights and they were very fascinated by what was going on in the sky. And they were watching these planets and they saw the planets move in their cycles and form these geometric angles and relationships. And it formed a lot of their understanding of the world. So anyway, a little aside there, but what a Grand Trine is a equilateral triangle. So it is planets at 3 points of that triangle. So imagine a 360-degree circle, and then put the planets in 3 of the points that form an equilateral triangle through the connections between those the planets being the corners of the triangle. And so what we've got astrologically is Saturn in Aquarius and Mars in Gemini and the moon and Venus in Libra. And you might notice that those are all air signs. And typically when we have a Grand Trine, they all fall in a particular element. Sometimes it can be a little bit one in one element and one in a close by sign, but that's not happening in this case. They're all in air. And a trine in astrology is something that brings an easy flow of energy. So it makes things happen. It can activate things. It can be kind of an enhanced time to do some intention setting, to do some magic, to put a little bit of effort into something because it's got that extra oomph to make it happen. And when we're talking about air, the air element is about communication and mental processes. It's about how we think and what's going on in our minds. So a little bit of intention can go a long way in terms of helping you to shift your thinking. The downside of a trine is that it can also accelerate or make easier something that you don't want to happen. So you got to be careful about what you're putting your energy and your intentions into. And if you're not choosing an intention consciously, remember that you're activating what's happening unconsciously and perhaps accelerating some of your fears to manifest. So not to scare you, but just be aware. Just be aware that if you're having thoughts that are harmful or fearful, just take the time, make the effort to shift those to positive thoughts, because you're going to be feeding whatever it is that's going on in your mind. So that's one trine when we have two planets with that relationship with each other. In this case, we have three forming one grand trine, and that just accelerates all of it. So it gives that extra ease. It's like it lubricates the slide, you're sliding down the slide, and it just makes everything faster and easier. So so think about what you're putting your energy into, think about what you're thinking about, and take some time to write down some some notes about what you want. Brainstorm some of the things that are important to you, some of the positive things that you're grateful for, that you would like to see expand. Imagine yourself having the things you want, and maybe write out or paint or draw sort of a vision of what feels important to you, what you believe in, what you want to choose, instead of allowing something that you're afraid of to manifest. So so that's happening with the planets in air forming a grand trine and giving some extra support to our thinking and accelerating whatever we're thinking about. And yeah, just noticing the words you use, the ways that you're communicating. Whatever you're putting out there could be magnified. So those kinds of things. And as I mentioned yesterday, we are heading into eclipse season. So the next two, the next new moon and then the full moon after that are going to be eclipses. And if you are interested in getting a mini reading to see where those eclipses fall in your chart, you might want to schedule ahead of time, because I tend to get booked up. So you can go to astrologyheals.com and schedule a mini reading. It's a 10-minute recorded reading about where your choice. Do you want the October 25th solar eclipse or the November 8th lunar eclipse in Scorpio? The solar eclipse will be in Taurus, lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So either or, what calls to you, or do both and get a mini reading about where that is in your chart. And you can schedule that at astrologyheals.com. Personally recorded by me, and I'd love to let you know where these upcoming eclipses are in your chart. Or if you're particularly drawn to this grand trine, we could look at where that is in your chart. So it's whatever is calling to you, whatever is feeling like an important time for you, that's when you want to get a mini reading. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And I really appreciate all of your support with your likes on my videos. Thank you for commenting, letting me know what you think, and for subscribing and being here. All right. Thanks. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.